number one, I saw an article today. New York Times had an article, and I want to break it down with you right here. New York Times had rules for flying. Rules for flying. They laid them all out. Some easy. I get those rules, but I want to get your opinion on some of the rules that they listed there. Okay, so the number one rule that I had the biggest question on was this. If you are in the middle seat, let me say it again. If you are in the middle seat, which armrest do you get? Think about it. When you're in the middle seat and you're flying, which armrest do you get? Molly, if there's a picture we can pull up, we can let people look at it. But I want you to think about it for a second. All right? This is something I didn't know. I'm looking at people say the right armrest, window side armrest, closest to the aisle, both. All right? Lean left on the passenger. Okay? You know what the answer is? Both. The answer is both. If you are in the middle, you are rewarded with both armrests. Something I did not know, and I think, Molly, pop up this picture. People need to understand because the middle seat is the hell seat. The middle seat is the seat that no one really, really wants. But if you can start to have this autonomy to break it out, was it man spread? But here it's legal. I think that we need to label the armrest here because I think I would be enjoying my armrest situation so much more if I had both. So I'm gonna elbow spread people out here because I just flew home on Alaska Airlines, wonderful airline. They discontinued my frequent flyer miles because I haven't used it in a year. Who does that? I think I still have frequent flyer miles for Virgin. They're not even in business anymore. But let's look at that guy one more time, Molly. Let's look at that one guy here. People said that person looks like David Krumholtz. Sure. All right. So how do you do it? How do you take over both armrests without feeling like you are doing something wrong? Because I wanted both armrests, but the person to my right definitely took that one because they're leaning in from the aisle. They don't want to be leaning into the aisle. They're leaning in. So they're taking that armrest, although they got a perfectly good armrest on the other side. And I then am forced to give up my small bit of real estate. But I believe that this is something that we need to get airlines to start labeling it should be like your armrest with arrows in there. I feel like that would be really good. The reason, as Too Many Says Socks, says you each get something to brace your body that way, especially with a bad back or other problems. It's necessary. Okay, well, that's great to know. I didn't know that. Okay. You got a middle seat? Yeah. Sometimes I get a middle seat. Sometimes I want to fly with my wife, and you got 3 across. I'm going to take that middle. And my wife and I, we roulette it. We speak to each other about it. Like, what do you want to do? Who wants to take it? And, we will opt to do it. But sometimes, like our flight to Seattle, we sat behind each other. It was lovely. It was great. It's only a 2-hour and 40-minute flight. Where was I in Seattle? Here, hold on. Let's finish this thought here too. All right. So it says someone's going to get 2 no matter what. Might as well be the person in the worst seat. I agree. I just want to know, how do you broach it? Like if someone has, so here's a scenario. We all know the middle seat. So we all know right now the middle seat gets both armrests. That's a fact. Stewardesses brought that up in a New York Times travel article. How do you communicate that to the people who might be infringing on your armrest? How do you bring that up without being a Karen, without being a dick, without being a person that is going to be, look, it's an uncomfortable conversation. How do you bring it up? I want to know. I want to have people's opinions here. I'm going to look in the chat. Molly, I'm bringing you in if you are okay to come in to see how you would do it.
Hey, Paul.
How are you?
Ooh, I'm good. I'm just looking at this Condé Nast article that we were showing the photo. Is that how you say it? Condé Nast?
Yeah. I
Okay,
like the way
cool.
you said it. You said it with such confidence. I even if it was wrong, I would believe it. But yes, that's what you said.
Thank you. I shouldn't have. I knew exactly what I was saying. The article basically goes on to say, like, I don't know. The answer is I don't know.
But in the New York Times today,
Okay.
stewardesses said that's the rule. They had a couple of
Flight
rules.
attendants.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Flight attendants. Sorry.
Thank you. It's okay.
I'm going to take it back and say like this. In the New York Times today, flight attendants said these are the rules of flying. 1, clean up after your kids. We're not your maids. As an adult who has 2 children who make a goddamn mess, I take this with a heavy heart because I know how important it is. You know what I do? And Molly knows this about me.
Mm-hmm.
I am a little like I like a clean space. I like to be organized. I bring my own trash bags on that flight because they're not coming around enough for me to be dropping all that in there, and I gotta store it because my kids produce more trash than ever imaginable. I have to bring napkins and trash bags with me, so I respect them. I'm not gonna be able to clean out the Cheeto dust or the bits of Doritos, but I'll clean up after my kids. That's number 1. They said never take your socks off. Have you ever taken your socks off?
Absolutely not. Are
Never.
you kidding me?
Taking off your shoes?
Well, when you go through TSA, one must. Which, by
But
the
I
way,
mean, but on a plane?
absolutely not.
Really?
That's
I will take off my shoes. Never in coach. Never in coach.
Yeah.
But if I do an overnight flight,
okay.
I'm loosening them up. I'm loosening up those shoes. I'm look, but it's something I do a lot more when I'm lucky enough to get that bigger, that nicer seat as given to me by somebody paying for my airplane. Oh, Birdie, by the way, wants to make her appearance known because Birdie, by the way, was back there looking great. You and Birdie put out a fire last night?
We sure did. Actually, Birdie just got a haircut yesterday because we are gearing up to go on a cross-country road trip, and she has to look very cute.
Oh, that's right. You are going away. You're going on a nice little cross. Where are you starting? Where are you ending?
We're starting in Los Angeles.
And then I guess that makes sense.
We're going to drive through Albuquerque, Roswell, Lubbock, Dallas, Springfield, Missouri. And then I think we're going to come down through Salt Lake, back to Sacramento, and then back to LA, something like that. I don't know. I'm
how long? What's the trip time?
A week, a whole 7 or 8 days.
That is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. I'm envious of that. And do you mind that I say that you're going with somebody?
You may, absolutely.
Yeah, well, we've talked about this because we talked about anniversary issues and things of this.
Yes.
This is a big deal. Road tripping is a big deal. It is, I think, sometimes the best thing. Do you have plans? Do you have outs? Do you have ways of obviously you spend a lot of time together. What's your secret of success here for the road trip?
I think, TBD. I mean, this may be make it or break it, to be honest, of 24 hours, constantly in a small car. I think I'm going to plan on sleeping a lot while he drives.
Wow. So you're really going to, the stops are going to be a thing. Okay.
Well, Paul, we're going to go meet his family.
Wow. I didn't know that. Now that's a horse of a whole different color.
Now it's even scarier, right?
Have you FaceTimed?
No.
That seems to be the new first step in relationships in this modern age.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think maybe there may be some compatibility issues between Androids and iPhones.
Got it. Of course, 100%.
That's not happening.
My dad is an Android. Yeah. Every 4th picture I send to him gets to him. But I want to. All right. So I want to ask. All right. So I want to ask. There's 2 questions on the table.
Yes.
We're gonna go to the chat. We're gonna go to you. But the number 1 question is airline. But I also want to get the other question going like this. Any tips for Molly as she meets parents? I'll have some tips or to survive a car trip. But all right, Molly, here it is. You're sitting in the middle seat. I am sitting on the aisle. I take one of your armrests. What do you do?
I don't care. Honestly, no matter when I'm in the middle seat, I'm dissociating. Actually, you know what? If I'm on any seat on an airplane, I have dissociated. I'm not there. If you're going to encroach in my space, you don't exist. I don't exist. Nothing exists. So
I get small. I get small in the middle seat. I definitely hold myself as a smaller person in there.
You cuddle up with yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm not going to want to put my arms next to people regardless. But I do think it is you have some luxury being in the aisle seat. You have some luxury being in the window seat. So you need something, middle
Well,
person.
of course. I mean, you agree with it. I mean, I'm saying, but
Yes.
how do you broach it? Like if I am on the
Yes.
aisle
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden my elbow sneaks over to one of your
Mm-hmm.
armrests, and let's just say I know you're a
Mm-hmm.
lovely person, you communicate wonderfully, people love talking to you, you're
Mm-hmm.
smart, but let's just say, for whatever reason, you want to. This is a moment that you
Okay.
want to you are going to have a conversation here about how
Yes.
this is yours. So like, let's just take So I'm not giving you an out. You have to tell
Okay.
me how would you approach it without being a
No,
dick.
just like honesty is the best policy. So if it's something like, hey, sorry, I hope you don't mind. I need a little extra room. I'm gonna take this armrest right here. I hope you don't mind.
I like that. You see, now you're
Yeah.
putting on yourself. You see, because I would
Mm-hmm.
say, hey, just so you know, the middle seat gets both armrests.
Oh,
You see,
okay.
I would
So
say
you're
it's like
schooling them.
it's not even up for debate.
Yeah.
You're saying, hey, do me a favor. I'm
Yes.
saying you're not allowed. You're not allowed in here. I am kicking you out of the club. I'm saying, no elbows welcome.
I do feel though that my scenarios, I was saying like this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm
Okay,
going to
okay,
be
yes.
taking the seat because I feel like you're no matter what you're going to have awkward conversation after this incident. You have to spend the whole flight with this person. So
Right.
I kind of wonder if, and this may be a difference between men and women, but like I kind of feel like telling someone that this is the etiquette never ends well.
No, that's a terrible way to go. I agree with you. Yes.
Yeah. So sometimes just even saying like, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to tell you in like a polite tone. If you aren't receptive to it or you're giving me a little pushback, then I may continue to explain like, you know, listen, I've got a bad back. I need a little extra room or whatever.
I'm gonna say to you
Yeah.
that the way that you did it to me, you even tricked me. Like you asked
I
for permission, and it felt like, oh, I'm gonna give the. And look, I am a person that. What am I gonna do if someone takes my armrest? Not a goddamn thing.
yeah.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say a goddamn word. I'm
Nope.
gonna keep my. I'm just gonna be like this, and I'm gonna be miserable.
Yep.
And look, I have sat in that middle seat. I've eaten shit in that middle seat a handful of times. It's but now knowing that it's true, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can get in there. I feel like I also feel like I can. That's a situation where it's okay to, and I don't want to say man spread. I want to
Mid
say,
spread.
man. I mean, it is man spreading, but it's like, but I think that women should be able to take it too. I don't think it's a sex thing. I
No,
think it's a gender. No gender here. Arm spread. I want an arm spread there.
I'm going to say mid spread because you're in the
Ooh, I
middle
like a
seat.
mid spread.
Yes.
Okay.
The seats have no genders, therefore the action has no genders. Anybody in the middle seat may spread.
This is what we're doing on the show. We're solving problems. I like this.
Mhm.
All right. So that's why. Does anyone else in the chat have? Okay, people have some suggestions. They say, "Hey, I was just reading this New York Times article.
Yeah.
Great way to. You'd have to carry the New York Times article with you, or have it on your phone saved. You could maybe save it as a picture, keep it as your favorites, then pull it up and be like, "Oh, did
Yep.
you see this?" And you show it off. Let's see here. You could say. Oh, hey, nice score getting the window seat. All that wall to lean up on.
Mm-hmm.
That is a little passive aggressive. I like that. Somebody says like this: I take the aisle seat almost every time. I don't take the middle armrest. I never thought about it before. Okay, that's interesting. And look, farm boy, we love you, but that's not the question. That's for debate. It's not about are you a good, like he just gave us like, hey, I'm actually one of the good ones. We don't want that right now. We want you to get in here.